Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Mike Check. Happy Thanksgiving, pre-Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving Eve. Hopefully, y'all are out there, basting the birds, getting them ready, seasoning them up. All my fellow white people out there, make sure we're putting a little bit more than just salt and pepper on that motherfucker. Don't be afraid to add some garlic powder. Don't be afraid to bust out some spices. Don't be afraid to maybe even open up a little packet of Sazon, But hopefully y'all getting ready for a nice Thanksgiving. I'm an OG big back, so Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays. And it's a holiday, though, that like a lot of things that you have been told throughout the years, there's a lot of fuckery involved in Thanksgiving. So we're going to touch on that a little bit later. I do want to give a shout out to all of the Only Comics viewers that are hopping on this road to Secret Wars with us. Everybody is welcome to hop on the road to Secret Wars. There's no charge, there's no fee. If you do want to buy some of the physical copies, we got links and stuff for that. We got an affiliate link for Marvel Unlimited. So if you want to view your comics that route, you can do that as well. But I'm excited because this comic run going from Avengers Disassembled, it's Avengers 500, back in the early 2000s, up through Secret Wars, is a phenomenal comic run. We're not going to read every single piece, but there are at least 12 trade paperback graphic novels that we're going to go through over the next year. And there are so many stories in that 12-book span, maybe a little more. We'll see when we get there. So many stories in that 12-book span, though, that influence the MCU and continue to. I really think that a lot of this story was the blueprint for the MCU. So those of you that have never read comics, read a comic. Now's your fucking chance. But it's a really good way to start, because the question that I get often, and I see this question all the time on TikTok, is when you're trying to get into comics, like, where do I start? What's a good starting point? What's a good starting point? Get that question all the time. I think it depends. For someone who has seen most, all, a good chunk of the MCU content, this reading guide, this Road to Secret Wars, I think is a good starting point, because you got background on the character. You don't need to see the Superman origin. You don't need to see, the Spider-Man origin. You don't need to see the Iron Man origin again. You don't need to see all that shit. You have a background of these characters, and this, I think, is a great entry point to really see how they interact in the comics, what leads to Secret Wars, and also give you a lot of fucking ideas as to what could possibly happen in the MCU Secret Wars. So we are starting this next week. Chapter 1, we're calling it Divided. It is all about, I don't want to spoil it. So what I will tell you is I'll let you know what parts of the MCU were influenced by things that happen in this chapter on the road. So just about every motherfucking thing you saw in WandaVision, that's a stretch. The depths of Wanda's power, the chaos magic, and how her emotions affect her power that we saw in WandaVision, we saw in Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. You see a lot of that in this comic run. You see the Raft in this comic run. You see how the Sokovia Accords were influenced in this run, in this chapter. It's in this fucking chapter. This chapter is 3 comic books, 3 trade paperbacks. It's New Avengers, which is Avengers Disassembled, and then the first 10 issues of the New Avengers. You got Sentry in the mix. You got a pretty jacked up Avengers team in the mix. Then it goes to House of M. We've talked a lot about that. House of M is, Wanda's ultimate disaster story. And then we got Civil War. Those three in this piece, the Sokovia Accords were influenced. The whole Tony versus Cap dynamic that dominated, I think, the MCU from the beginning till the end of the Infinity Saga. Their whole rivalry, you see how that was influenced here. The Thunderbolts, government being in control, heroes operating in the shadows, the public losing trust in the Avengers. You see a lot of that blueprint in these comics, in these stories. Multiverse stuff, Loki, No Way Home, all that shit, all of that starts here. Multiple realities, variants. There's so much. Spider-Man's a big part of this. Black Panther is. Namor. A lot of the characters you're used to. A lot of the characters that are in the MCU. So you got the background. So that's why I say this is a great part to start. And it builds to Secret Invasion. And then you'll realize why I was so pissed, why a lot of people were, at that show misnamed Secret Invasion, that piece of shit fucking atrocity called Secret Invasion, because of how great the comic was. So hopefully most of y'all will get on this road with us and read a comic. We're going to read a lot of fucking comics. We're going to do it slow too, because I know I got a lot of shit going on. I know y'all got a lot of shit going on. I know you got a lot of shit to watch. You got to work. You got families. That we're a working class fucking channel here. So we're going to take it slow, bro. We're going to read 4 comic issues a week at that pace. Most of those issues are 20, 25 pages, something like that. So you're talking 100 pages of comic books in a week. You can get it done probably in about an hour. So that's the plan. Hopefully you guys have fun along this road. I know I will. I've read most of this run, but not like we're going to read it now, where we read it weekly, talk about it, break it down, and treat it as an ongoing story. Same way we do with the MCU content. So looking forward to that. You can check it out. There's a link in the description. There's a website where if you do have the Marvel app, you can click on the links on this website and bring you to the individual issue. Again, this is just something we put together for everybody. It's no cost at all. But if you want to, the Marvel app is great, but it can be challenging sometimes to find exactly what you want. There's a lot of fucking comics in there. So I'm taking out the time it takes to go search and find the right stories. I'm putting them on this website for everybody. So you can check that out. All right, moving on. I know you knew this. You're going to get your weekly WWE update. I did watch some wrestling this week. I'm trying to get back into it. We're going to do a little WarGames preview. I'm going to give you just a few random thoughts here. A few random thoughts from literally just this past Raw. So after watching Raw, a couple of things went viral on Raw. One, Brock Lesnar busting his ass. That was funny. We'll talk about that in a sec. Here's the first one, though. Nobody wants to see Roman Reigns as a face. Nobody. I don't think we ever did. I think that, I know, I fucking remember. The only time him being a face was actually okay was when the Shield turned face going up against the Evolution, but that was in a group. Then Rollins turned, and then he turned into the Superman character that I didn't like the character. I always respected him and his work. But at no point in his career was anybody crazy excited about him as a babyface. The character just works so much better as a heel, any version of it. And I think that's something they're really missing right now. The promos are not good. He's getting what chance? Why is Roman Reigns getting what chance? He's OTC, Roman Reigns, all that shit. He's getting what chance? Because the material sucks. Whose team? My team? Your team? Nobody? Whose team is it? The fuck? Let's go back to condescending. I'll whoop everybody's ass. Fuck you. Fuck everybody else. I want the belt. Let's go back to that, Reigns. Why is Cody doing the jackass trend on Raw? I know y'all saw the jackass trend on TikTok. Somebody does something real stupid, and then they go, welcome to Jackass, That's what Cody's doing. What do I mean by that, you say? Cody Rhodes is in the ring with Roman Reigns. They're in this WarGames match. And Cody says to Roman Reigns, who, by the way, has the Usos in this match, his cousins. The match is against the Vision, the team he's literally been feuding with all fucking year long. And Cody goes, hey, Roman Reigns, why you want to be in this match? What the fuck do you mean, why does he want to be in this match? Who writes this shit? Obviously, we know why he wants to be in this match. Why the fuck do you want to be in the match? Make it make sense. It's not that fucking hard. And then you got Cody with the whole, it's my team, you're joining my team. Bitch, you just got on the team like last week. The fuck you talking about? Why are they writing Cody Rhodes to be a jackass? That he's not a jackass. Don't make his character a jackass. You have him doing stupid shit. I saw this online a lot this past week. Why did Netflix, they cut off Raw during a big blow? Why did they cut it off? There's no time limit. Okay. All right, buddy. Let me explain something. WWE cut it off. The show ends when Triple H says, cut. It's over. Why'd they cut it off during the big brawl? So you could say that online. So you can go online and look for the video so they can trend, so they can get all of this engagement on social media. Bro, it's not about TV ratings anymore. It's on Netflix. It's not just about streaming numbers anymore. It's about online impressions, engagement, how many people saw this, clicked on it, searched it up as a kid. Searched it up, as a kid said. My daughter said it, searched it up. I thought it was just her making shit up, but I see that term, searched it up is what they say. Why is it searched it up? I don't know. I guess look it up. Who knows? But I don't think Netflix cut the fucking feed off, dude. WWE did. Because I saw videos of the brawl everywhere. Guess who posted them? WWE. One more form of revenue. They're content creators now. Every fucking body is. They're making content for Netflix. Then they cut that up and put it on their YouTube page. Then they cut that even smaller and they put it on TikTok and they create these shorts. And one of them was the brawl. Boom. Millions of views. Shit. More eyes. More promo. Now more people that didn't see Raw are interested in Survivor Series, WarGames. I'm talking about it here. Why? I saw the brawl on there. You know what else I saw? You know what else I saw on TikTok? Brock Lesnar walking out to the ring. Brock Lesnar walking out to the ring and literally slipping, looked like he stepped on a motherfucking banana peel like they do in the cartoons. That shit was hysterical. He played it off fucking perfect, too. His big ass comes out. He does this shit right here, slips. He did like a fucking back roll, some shit you would do in the living room messing around as a kid. He rolled backwards, stood up. He's laughing. He puts his cowboy hat on Braun Breaker, goes right out to the ring. Shit was funny. Now, this wasn't his first incident this year. He had an incident where he, same thing, celebrating in the ring or some shit, and he fucking ripped his pants. So he ain't been back much. He's not done a whole lot since, but he has made headlines with ripping his pants and now busting his motherfucking ass. Interesting that the last two times Brock made some big headlines were, silly shit like this, not something that happened in the ring, in the match, on the show. But the question that I've seen some people ask is, or the statement is, he's lost all his aura now because he fell. Brock didn't lose any aura because he fell. The shit was funny. He got up, kept it moving. I mean, I hate to say this. It's just kind of, you expect to see that on Raw nowadays. That's where Raw is right now. That's where WWE programming is right now. It's been so fucking mid that seeing the Beast Incarnate slip and bust his ass in his entrance is exactly what I would expect. Is exactly what I would expect from WWE at this point in time, and that's not a fucking good thing. That the Usos back out there all in neon green shit, they got demoted quick. It's crazy. I don't know if it's right, wrong. I mean, there's only so many spots at the top. I think social media bringing so much attention to Jay's botches, and I don't know if that was on him or on Logan Paul the other night. I'm not a wrestler or an expert, but I think he does get a lot of negative attention online. But the crowds are the crowds, man. The crowds are off the charts for him. The whole yeet, the whole dance, the whole entrance. I really think the problem with him, for me, I can only speak for my opinion, is the in-ring work. I think he's a good promo. I think the entrance is one of the best. It'll go down as one of the most memorable in fucking WWE, period. I mean, legit. But once that bell rings, I don't get that feeling of a big main event. This is going to be I don't get the feeling of when it's a Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns. I mean, even back when, even a Cody Rhodes, a Undertaker, AJ Styles, I don't get that feeling when it's a Jey Uso main event match. I didn't get it with Gunther either, to be honest. I think that's why they're repackaging him and building him up. So it is odd, though. It's a little awkward to see him back in the neon green, old school, fluorescent Uso. I mean, they still got the yeet, still got all that shit going on, but it reminds me of those early Usos where I think they always had some neon green, pink, orange, fucking blue, whatever. Anyway, men's WarGames match. So WarGames is this Saturday. I do like that WWE has a Survivor Series pay-per-view. Pay-per-view. I'm old, so I call it pay-per-view. PLE, Thanksgiving time every year. I think that's cool. I don't remember it always being Thanksgiving weekend, but I think it has been the last few years. I saw 4 matches on this card so far. They are 2 title matches and then the 2 WarGames matches. So there may be more. I don't know. This is all I saw. Women's World Championship match is 1. Stephanie Vacour versus Nikki Bella. Okay. I mean, I'm sure it'll be an entertaining match. I think Nikki's, decent. I know people pointing out some botch and shit. One time, hey, listen, she's been out of the game for like fucking 10 years or something. Just came back. I think it'd be a solid match. I'd be interested to see if that's the opening match, because the other singles match, no, they're probably open with the WarGames. They're probably open with the women's WarGames. Intercontinental match, John Cena, the champ, versus Dominic Mysterio. Oh, let me predict the women's world championship match. I think Bella's taking the L. Nikki's losing. Intercontinental Championship match, Dom's winning. There's going to be some shenanigans. There's going to be something big, and I think this is. I know there's a lot of people that don't like this feud. I don't want to be in his last feud. Well, dude, you can't have it both ways. You can't, glaze Dominic Mysterio and then, well, I guess you can. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But you got people, you're glazing the fuck out of Dominic Mysterio, but you're mad about Cena having him in his last real feud because he's got that one last match, but that's a tournament-based thing. I like it, dude. I mean, Dominic is one of the best all-around guys on the roster. From his in-ring work is really good. His mic work's phenomenal. His character's one of the best heels we've seen in WWE in a long time. He feels like almost like a spirit fucking animal of Eddie Guerrero in a lot of ways. Obviously, he calls him his real dad, shit like that. I think that Eddie was, more of he was a better overall technical wrestler, but playing that heel, I think Dominic does it really fucking well. So I don't mind this. Dom, Cena, I think Dom's winning this. I think he's winning that belt back. I think there's going to be some shenanigans. There's going to be some shit going on. And you got the Women's War Games match. We got AJ Lee, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky versus Becky Lynch, the Kabuki Warriors, Nia Jax, Lash Legend. I honestly don't even fucking know who that is. And the Kabuki Warriors, I know it's Asuka. I forget who the second, I don't know if it's Dakota Kai or, I really don't know, to be honest. You know what? Here's the thing about this match. I bet it's going to be a banger. Oh, no, Io Sky's on the other team. Rhea, that's right. Who the fuck knows? I do think this match will be a banger. I do. But I think it's time we have this conversation about, do we really need to have a WarGames match just to have a WarGames match? Because a lot of this just felt really, really just thrown together. And I guess the answer is yes. I guess it's a gimmick. I'm sure there's, who knows, maybe it's even in some contract where, well, probably not. They probably just have to deliver a certain amount of PLEs. I don't think they guaranteed to ESPN, hey, we're going to have WarGames every year. It's like the Hell in a Cell thing. I think, I want to say they got rid of that pay-per-view. But there used to be the Hell in a Cell one, and it's just every year you got to have like a couple of Hell in a Cell matches just because. I think those made a lot more sense when they were used as a major payoff for a big feud. You got a natural rivalry going on between two factions that builds to a WarGames match. That's some good storytelling. You just have a WarGames match every year, and you just force some storylines together to justify them having a WarGames match. I think that shit's run its course, dude. Elimination Chamber being once a year, that's a good idea. That works. It's almost like a second Royal Rumble from the prize you get if you win. I'm cool with that. But this shit, I think, WarGames matches, they're cool, but it's now becoming the same shit every year. Who wins that one? Becky, maybe. Becky's team. I think Becky's been taking some L's lately. So maybe Becky's team, the heels, win. Men's WarGames match. Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, the two world champs, same team. Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso versus this fucking lineup here. Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. Dude, this is going to be a fucking banger too. This is, and I think Logan Paul's probably taking the pin. I think the baby faces win. I think they do. Although, I don't know, I mean, it really could go either way. Does someone on this side lose, Reigns and Punk's side, and causes some issue between those three? Who's Punk's next feud? Who's Cody's next feud? Is Reigns getting back in the title picture? A lot of questions here. So I think it'll be an entertaining show. I'm starting to get this feeling that this WarGames thing is just a little too gimmicky and it feels a little forced, but we'll see. What are y'all predictions? Who's winning what? All right, we got some comic book stuff, a little bit of comics tonight. A little bit of comics here. Doomsday. There's another Doomsday rumor about a Scarlet Witch variant. So this scooper here says that the X-Men universe, Earth 10005, will have a Scarlet Witch. It will be a good, heroic version of the character. This guy says he saw some designs. He said that she's wearing a tight, long red dress that goes down to her legs, red gloves, and her signature headpiece And he said he didn't know if it was Elizabeth Olsen or somebody else. It better fucking be Elizabeth Olsen, but I guess it could be anyone. If this is true, the issue now with Doomsday is there's going to be so many fucking rumors. There's going to be more than any other movie. We didn't have TikTok back when Infinity War and Endgame came out. We didn't. This short form of content, this, even YouTube shorts and all that shit, that was not a big thing back then. The content's different now. You're going to see a lot more bullshit. We didn't have AI like we have it now. We saw all these damn photos last week from the set. Who knows? AI not. Most of them have turned out to be AI, but shit, if we didn't have AI to tell us it was AI, we would have no fucking way of knowing that shit wasn't real. Those were some really, really well done AI photos. So shout out to whatever fucking app did that. Problem is, though, there's going to be so many more rumors about this. So many more. Most will be wrong, right? There's only going to be a couple that will actually be true. Thing is, though, most of these movies that we've seen lately, there's always been at least one rumor that was right. So it could be any of these options. We read a rumor about Fantastic Four early on, how Galactus was after Franklin. That was going to be the whole focus of the movie. We heard some plot points about the interaction with Silver Surfer and how her dynamic was with Johnny Storm. We saw that play out. So my point is, through all the bullshit, there's going to be, some of these rumors are going to be real. This one, if I'm betting on it, I'm 50-50. I wouldn't be shocked either way. It wouldn't be shocking to have another Wanda, have a Wanda in the X-Men universe. Maybe there we get the Wanda Magneto father-daughter relationship too. So I don't think it's crazy at all for her to be good and heroic in one universe. Not crazy. We've seen her be good and heroic in 616. The other movie that is getting a lot more rumors by the day, Spider-Man Brand New Day, Sadie Sink, Stranger Things, Max. That show premieres tonight, so make sure after you watch this, you go on and watch Stranger Things, or vice versa, whatever you want to do. Season 5 starts tonight. Looking forward to it. But Sadie's playing a character that nobody fucking knows right now. All kinds of rumors about that. All kinds of rumors. Is it MJ? Is it Gwen Stacy? Is it Madeline Pryor? Is it Jean Grey? Is it fucking Donald Trump? Who's she playing? We don't know. Oh my God, we don't know. One of the latest ones, she's playing, the rumor is, Sadie Sink will be playing Shathra. Most of y'all are probably saying what I said about an hour ago when I read this. Who the fuck is Shathra? Because that's how it's spelled, Shathra. Shathra? Who the fuck's that? It's actually Shathra. She is an extra-dimensional hive deity. Wow. That's a fucking lot. She comes from a realm connected to the insect side of reality. She is all about consumption, control, replacement. She's been described as a shapeshifter in the rumor, but she's a lot more than that. She's ancient. She's older than human civilizations. She's older than most gods that Marvel usually plays with. She doesn't live on Earth normally. Instead of physically traveling here like Thanos or Loki, Shathra, she'll usually enter through hosts, hence the whole shape-shifting. Not really shape-shifting. She's taking over bodies, hosts, which we've already seen dream walking and shit like that in the MCU. So she hijacks the minds, how they look, how they sound. When she chooses to fully manifest, she can literally take over and transform. It's grotesque. It's think cracked bones, extra limbs, wings, stingers. It's literally like a fucking, I guess, a caterpillar morphing into a butterfly, but you get to see the shit. And it's a spider instead. So really not. She is obsessed with Spider-Man because of his tie to the web of life, which we've not seen much of that at all in the MCU, so who knows. So talk about her powers. She can create reality bending illusions. She can make you see false worlds, false people, implant false memories. And when she's fully in possession of you, it's not a hypnotist type of situation. She literally overwrites your fucking coding, takes over. Hive mind control. She can link and command others like an insect army. Of course, she has enhanced strength and speed like everybody else. So in her physical form, she can go toe-to-toe with Spider-Man. She can throw some hands. She is resistant to magic and tech. Almost said music. Magic, tech. She's not really bound to human physics. So she's a higher level of entity. She's got like an extra dimensional awareness. She's got regeneration, reconstitution. Killing the body doesn't necessarily kill her. The whole hive mind transfer, shit like that. Dude, this one's a big one. This would be like introducing almost like a Thanos level of character. Maybe not as extreme, but this ain't like having her play Gwen Stacy or Felicia Black Cat. This is a big deal. And I think the MCU, if they wanted to go this route, is set perfectly for this. There's already magic. The multiverse is already there. Spider-Man's obviously been here for a minute. The way she attacks, too, it's not a brute force, I'm going to whip your ass type of thing. She attacks mentally, spiritually. She can impersonate people that Peter trusts, which can cause all kinds of fucking issues. So I'd be okay with this one. I know, I also want to go into this not really having a favorite, because that's where people get fucked up. Like, I heard this rumor. I thought this was going to happen. They didn't do that. I didn't like it. Well, they never fucking said they were going to do that. You said they were going to do that to yourself. So shut the fuck up. Why it makes sense. The MCU has also been kind of leaning into horror a little bit with, Multiverse of Madness, your Werewolf by Night, Moon Knight, Agatha. Now, a lot of that didn't really hit, but the point is she's kind of a horror-based character. It would be a big shift in tone for Spider-Man. It's not these grounded type of characters that we've seen him go up against in the MCU so far. We had the tech with Vulture, the tech with Mysterio, the illusions, and then, Goblin, Doc Ock were just redos of Patton and Electro. This Shathra's magic, dimensional, fucking ancient. So I think it makes sense. This also could connect down the road to Doctor Strange, Agatha, Clea, fucking Secret Wars. And the rumor is that this character will show up in Doomsday as well. So I think it makes more sense for a character like this to show up down the road versus Black Cat, Gwen Stacy, whatever the fuck. So, anyways, Shathra, not Shathra, like I thought. Shathra is the latest rumor. You got Shathra, you got Jean Grey, you got MJ, you got Mayday Parker, you got Gwen Stacy, you got Felicia, you got fucking, someone even said Silver Sable, you got Madeline Pryor, and now Shathra. Literally 8 that I named off. I'm sure I'm missing a couple. Pretty cool that this movie comes out in like, what, 7-8 months? And we have no fucking clue as to who this chick is playing. So kudos to Marvel for keeping it under wraps. Now, as I say that, they'll probably fucking spoil it like tomorrow. But, all right. We're gonna play a new game here called According to the Rotten Tomatoes Scores. It's a long name. We're working on it, but you guys know my relationship with Rotten Tomatoes. I got a love-hate. I love to fucking hate on them. But they are the go-to for critic scores. Now, critic scores is a lot like Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a holiday that the premise is all fucked up. What it's based on is all fucked up. But Thanksgiving today it's on you for your interpretation, what you do with it, right? So Rotten Tomato scores are the same fucking thing. The way they're comprised, the way they're put together, it's fucked up. It's somebody, a person, goes out, sources a bunch of reviews for one movie, and based on how many of those reviews are positive, that will dictate your Rotten Tomato meter motherfucking score. Sounds kind of stupid. Because what if I'm a little biased? What if I saw a movie and I really liked it, but I'm getting a lot of negative reviews? And there's no set amount of reviews because I'm looking at two different movies here. One of them has over 400 reviews and one of them has less than 300 reviews. So what if I hand pick, intentionally exclude certain movies when I'm creating this aggregated score, and I take a movie that should have been a 6 out of 10 and make it a 8 or 9 out of 10? I'm just saying it could happen. So we're going to play a game here where I compare two movies based on their Rotten Tomato scores. So according to Rotten Tomato scores, this movie is better than that movie. And then I'm going to let you know if I agree with that statement. All right. Movie I just saw this past week was Wicked for Good. I know Captain Canada said he was going to see it. I'm sure there may be a couple others. I don't think this movie's crazy, crazy popular with our audience, but who knows? Let me know. Did y'all see this? It's a sequel to Wicked, which came out last year around this time. I saw that with my daughter. Now, full transparency, if my daughter wasn't a huge, huge Wicked fan, I probably wouldn't have seen it in the movie theaters. The first one. After I saw the first one, I was like, wow, shit actually was pretty good. And she wanted to go to see the second one, obviously, so we went back. But that one was probably a less of an stretch for me to go see. So anyways, based on the Rotten Tomato scores, according to these Rotten Tomato scores, Wicked for Good, it was not as good as Wicked, its predecessor. The first movie, Wicked, got an 88% critic score and a 95% audience score, okay? The 88 is based on 404 reviews, and the 95 is based on 25,000 verified ratings. See how this shit's all fucked up? You got one score that 400 people create and another one that 25,000 people create. I mean, you could pick any group of 400 people out of that 25,000 and get a completely different score. So, Wicked for Good, the tomato meter, the critic score for this movie based on 293 reviews is 68%. So 20 points lower than Wicked's critic score. That was certified fresh. This one's not. The popcorn meter, the audience score for Wicked for Good, over 10,000 verified ratings is a 94. So I think 94 is a little bit of glaze. I think 68's a little low. I'd probably give this second movie a solid 7.5 maybe. So I'd probably say it's closer to the critic score, to be honest. And with the first movie, I'd say it's closer to the critic score, 288. 94, 95 is a little extreme for this movie, but a solid 7.5 for this one, and a solid 8 for the first one. Sure, I'm in. I gotcha. But according to the Rotten Tomatoes scores, I do agree. Wicked 1 was better than Wicked for Good. Last week, we talked a little bit about animated movies, animated kids movies. I don't even know how we got on this topic. Oh, we're talking about the live-action remake of Moana, which I've not heard much about since the whole let's straighten this Islanders girl's fucking hair and put her out in the water and act like nobody will notice. Anyway, I threw out the idea of, hey, drop your top 5 animated movies. So I know we got some lists. I know there's a couple lists in the comments, which I'm going to get to right after this, but I wanted to give mine. And did I rank these? Yeah, these are ranked here. I'm going to start with number 5. And this is just personal favorite. As of today, this could change at any moment, but this is what came to mind. Top 5 animated movies. And I definitely kept it to, I didn't only think about Disney movies, but I kept it to kid movies. Like, I did not put Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse on this list because that's would be number 1. But I excluded that, kept it to kid movies. So here we go. Number 5, the OG Toy Story. Buzz, Woody, first time meeting on screen, fucking Tim Allen, Tom Hanks. The animation at that time was unprecedented. Toy Story, and I think the story holds up. To me, it's still my favorite Toy Story movie. I know that, a lot of people like, I think 4, but the other ones are good. I didn't really care for the last one with the Forky and all that. That was just, I didn't really care for that. First one, the OG, grounded, low stakes. He's just moving. He's going to lose his toys, It's nothing crazy. They're trying to save the world or the universe or whatever the fuck. Toy Story. Number 4, back in the old Disney cartoon era, The Lion King. The OG animated Lion King, way better than the motherfucking live action. I remember going to see this in the movie theaters. This is when Disney was on their movie run, Lion King. And then my next movie, number 4, was part of that run. I think it came out maybe a year or 2 after. Motherfucking Aladdin. Aladdin was a shit. The songs, the music, phenomenal. Robin Williams, the genie, amazing. Aladdin, my number 3. So I got Toy Story, Lion King, Aladdin. Number two is one of my daughter's favorite movies. I've seen this movie a million times, and this is a movie that has a sequel, and I do like the original one better as well. Inside Out, great movie. And number 1, I already know some of you know this fucking answer. Some of y'all do. If you do, drop it in the comments. How I know you will predict it is it'll just be a random name of a movie, no other comment. Drop it in the comments. You know what the fuck it is. It's WALL-E. Motherfucking WALL-E, the OG, the GOAT himself, cleaning up the earth hundreds of years after all you motherfuckers deserted it. Saved the entire fucking human race. My man, biggest hero in cinema ever. WALL-E, number 1. I could be glazing a little bit. All right, here we go. I respond. Shout out to everybody who dropped comments last week. Let's go through. Let's see. We got Dustin West. He says, "Man, I love y'all show, homie. Keep it up. Appreciate that. We're not fucking going anywhere." John Bonvon, who was on the live last week, of course he was. He only missed one live when he had a sleep study, because that's what happens when we get older. We got to go do studies and shit, and if I can do stuff, and they poke you and all you. So anyway, John Bonvon says, "Closed captions all the way. I can't hear if I can't read. LOL. I wish the theater would do that." Dude, it's funny you say that. When we went to see Wicked for Good last week, I bought the tickets. I just bought it based off of Showtime. 5 o'clock looked good. Bought 5 o'clock tickets. I showed up. It was motherfucking closed caption in the theaters. The second time this has happened to me. So there are theaters that have closed caption for people like you, bro. You got to look it up. I was actually kind of happy that they had it too, because I can't hear shit either. DJ Super Soldier, best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. Mike, yes. I thought you were going with Bret Hart. Top 5 kids animated movies. Toy Story, yes. Incredibles, Inside Out, Tangled, and Aladdin. You got 3 of mine on there, bro. Incredibles is really good too. Mike, what's your top 5 WWE entrance themes all time? Here's mine as of today. HBK, Sexy Boy. DX, I'm going with the Run DMC version. Cena, Basic Thugonomics. Vince, No Chance in Hell. Triple H, My Time. Okay, let's go. NWO, their main theme. The OG DX. Triple H, My Time. Stone Cold all day. Oh, man, I need one more. You know who's badass is Kane. Kane's fucking badass. I probably go with that right off the cuff. So I'm sure if I thought about it, I might change it. But My Time is a underrated fucking theme song. Legit. Or, you know, I'm thinking of some dude. Shinsuke Nakamura's is fucking awesome too. It's just too bad he didn't have a bigger run. Talking to Batman, I just started reading the Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo Volume 1 Omnibus. The artwork is insane. The stories are so engaging. Can't wait to get through this. Yeah, dude. I saw your comment back. Court of Owls, insane. Great fucking story. Great story. And they actually did a pretty good job of adapting that into the Batman and Robin movie, I believe, or the Batman and Son. One of those two. Roman Williams, honestly, bro, for the first time in my life, I'm not looking forward to Survivor Series. Everything seems so forced and put together with no storyline. Roman said he don't want to see the Usos till Christmas. Yeah, exactly. And now he's fucking back for Thanksgiving. He just had his holidays fucked up, bro. And he'll never team with CM Punk, but here we are. Yep, that too. Bros, AEW's version of WarGames, a.k.a. Blood and Guts, was top tier. WWE going to have to do something drastic to top that. Dude, I think the match is still going to be a banger, dude. And I think that they did a slightly better job of building towards it this past week. But yeah, there's a lot of stupid shit. It's a lot of stupid stuff that they're doing. And I think it's because they want certain characters to be babyface and whatever versus going with what makes sense. So Charles Mon says, Mike, check 1 2 1 2. Keep grinding, brother. I will. Appreciate you, bro. You gotta come through the live, Charles. Let's see. E3N music. Also, this is my first time commenting. It won't be my last, but I watch only comics every week. Love your no nonsense, say how it is attitude. AWOB. Y'all please keep making content. Only comics. Glazer. Well, we'll take all the glazing we can get. We appreciate that. The Cyfax says Cinemark XD, fuck 3D. It's never been good, never. Let's see. They're playing us with this shit. Meanwhile, big text foreign. Oh, you're comment on certain parts. I gotcha. The Captain Canada, sup, brother? I'm with you. I don't want to see the whole movie in the trailer. Just show us snippets and that's it. Yes, keep us wanting the movie. I also go for comfort in the theaters, recliner for the win. IMAX sometimes just too big and close. We have something else here called AVX, which has better audio and slightly bigger screens. That's fine for us. Nice. I think our last movie this year before the baby will be Wicked for Good in theaters. My wife is a subtitles lover. I'm used to it now, so it's fine. Top 5 animated movies. Let's go 5 through the top. You already know the first one now. Number 5, Big Hero 6. That's a really fucking good one. Wreck-It Ralph, Encanto, Toy Story, Lion King. Great list, bro. Great list. John Bonvon. Oh, he's got 2. He's got live action versus animated. Live action, Beauty and the Beast, Mulan, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, How to Train a Dragon, Lion King. Bro, you got Lion King live action number 1 on your fucking list? John Bonvon. Why, bro? That's your list. Animated, The Black Cauldron, number 5. The Rescuers Down Under, number 4. Aladdin 3, Hercules 2, and a Goofy movie 1. Yo, a Goofy movie is motherfucking goated. I haven't seen that movie in years, but when I was a kid, I watched that movie, I think 252 times. It was a fucking classic. Man, now I got to go see that. He also says, when it comes to adapting animated movies into live action, I want them to just make the live action adaptation from the animated movie. I want to be able to see the exact same movie I watched when it was a cartoon. Yes, don't add any woke, don't get all woke, bro. Woke bullshit or anything like that. Just make the cartoon live action. Yes, it's so on your list, your number 2, How to Train a Dragon, is the perfect fucking example of what to do with a live action remake. Just remake the fucking movie. Make it look a little cooler. Make it sound better. Remake the fucking movie. Lilo and Stitch. Bad fucking example. They remade most of the movie. And if you haven't seen it, I'm going to spoil the fucking end for you. So skip ahead about 30 seconds or a minute. Or like 3. In the end of the movie, in the cartoon, it's all about family. No family left behind. Oh my God, no family, oh my God. So, Lilo adopts Stitch. Keeps the kid, the daughter, or her sister. Takes her in, raises her. In the fucking live action movie, this chick, who lives in Hawaii, by the way, leaves her sister to her neighbor to raise, moves to the United States, well, the mainland United States, I should say, to study marine biology or some shit when she fucking lives in Hawaii in the first place. Huh? And they still use the whole theme, no family left behind or whatever the fuck, while she deuces and goes to fucking college and leaves her sister with the neighbor, which she didn't want to do in the beginning of the movie. Stupid fucking change. Did nothing to the story except make it fucking stupid. And that's not woke bullshit. That's just regular bullshit. E3M Music also says IMAX for everything. Okay. And I asked him where he was sitting. He says, well, I tried to see the good movies and the comic book movies in the theater twice. The first time I sit in the second row and watch it larger than life. And the second, I sit in the back in the middle and watch it through a different lens, up front fan's eyes, middle critic eyes. Okay. Bro, you really go to IMAX and sit in the second row? How the fuck do you... I find myself like, I can't watch the whole movie. I did it during Fantastic Four. I was in like the 4th row, and that was... Maybe your IMAXs are further back than ours, but... Dude, you couldn't pay me to sit in the fucking second row at the ones around here. Holy shit. Or maybe you like that. I don't know. That's interesting, though. I like the all the way in the back, dead center. So hopefully I can get that for some of these movies coming up. All right. It's about the end of the show. I did want to recap my Thanksgiving story because Thanksgiving is a holiday that... It's one of those, we're going to give you a little bit of history, but we're not going to tell you a full fucking story. We ain't going to tell you the full story. Nope. Why? Because the full story's pretty fucking dirty. That version they taught us in school, the Pilgrims came over and the Native Americans, and they sat around a table back in 1621. They shared turkey, they're smiling, they're thanking God, oh my God, oh my God. And they invented America together. That's what they did. Fucking paper hats. They had those buckles on their shoes and shit. There's cornucopias everywhere, just like there used to be on the Fruit of the Loom. That's not what fucking happened, dude. That's not the real story. The real origins, a little dark, a little violent, a little uncomfortable. So they had to dress it up, turn it into a nice cartoon story for us, for kids. So here's the deal. When the Pilgrims showed up, the native people in that area had already been wiped out because of the last group of Europeans that came over with all these diseases. They infected them. They had no immunity to these germs. Was literally like a silent fucking genocide that happened before the Pilgrims even unpacked their boats. So when they got off the Mayflower, we all know, big beautiful Mayflower, They saw this empty land. They said it was a blessing from God. Oh, my God, oh, my God. It was really like a big damn cemetery. They built their settlements. They stayed there. It wasn't unclaimed land. It was land that these natives used to live on. So then there's the character everybody knows, Squanto. We're told about Squanto. He's a friendly helper. He's just helping the English. He was helping. He decided to teach the pilgrims how to plant corn and farm, and she's just a fucking hell of a guy. He's fucking come over here. But really what happened was he was kidnapped by English settlers. He was taken to Europe, sold into slavery, somehow survived, somehow found his way back home. Dude, in 1621, I know motherfuckers right now that if they leave work and don't have a GPS, they can't get back home. This dude was kidnapped, sold into slavery, back into Europe, and then not back into Europe, into Europe, never been there, comes back to the U.S., finds where his village used to be. Crazy shit. Survived going across the ocean, coming back home. But we put him in the children's book, and he's a little sidekick to the Pilgrims. Fucking just a hell of a guy. Thanksgiving wasn't called Thanksgiving in 1621. But that harvest, that celebration was it was a tense political moment between the colonizers, they're starving, native people who've already been wiped out in masses, and they're just trying to survive. So it wasn't like this amazing moment like they paint it to be. It was two busted-ass groups of people just trying to figure some shit out. What happened next? That's what people don't like to talk about. Within decades, those same colonists started to burn the native villages, slaughter the women and children, and they declared the first official day of Thanksgiving after the massacres, literally saying, "Thank God we killed them." Oh my God, oh my God. So the word Thanksgiving was used back then to celebrate genocide, okay? You got the King Philip's War took place. And in that, thousands died, tribes were destroyed, survivors were sold into slavery. I mean, it just goes on and on to the shit that we've heard, we've learned, uncovered, unmasked of history throughout our country's history. And then what really, really, really cemented this holiday as we know it today was the Civil War. Abraham Lincoln made it an official national holiday in 1863, so you're talking 242 years later. He was trying to unify a country that literally was trying to kill each other, North versus South. They wanted their slaves. We wanted to abolish slavery, you know. That was part of it. A lot of other shit. People still rock the Confederate flag. Like, bro, shit was around for like fucking few months. The fuck you doing? But you do whatever you want. So it wasn't about the Pilgrims and the natives. That part was added later through school books, paintings, propaganda, make our country look innocent. Same bullshit. They lied about Thanksgiving. They lied about Columbus. They lied about how America started. They lied about the Epstein files. They lied about elections in the past. They lied about fucking everything. So who knows? What the fuck else they lying about? I don't know. Everything. Same formula, though. People show up. They take land. They erase the people. You paint yourself as the hero. You teach it to your kids as a fact. Rinse, repeat, over and over and over. And then someone like me figures it out years later by going through the fucking internet like a lot of you have. So that's the real story behind Thanksgiving. That is what's been turned into this annual holiday. Every year, people go crazy. Oh, my God, it's Thanksgiving. Oh, my God, what are you going to make? What are you going to make? I'm going to make turkey. You're going to make turkey. What you going to put on the side? You going to do stuffing? Yeah, me too. These are the conversations. I'm sure y'all have had them all week long, right? And then someone goes, well, I'm not going to have turkey. I'm going to get Chinese food. We do it. Okay, that's cool for you. How are you going to make your turkey? You're going to deep fry it? You're going to drop it in there when it's frozen and cause an explosion? You're going to fucking put way too much oil and set your house on fire like a jackass? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Just follow the instructions. Fill the fucking oil to the fill line. Don't put a frozen turkey in that bitch. Use your fucking brain. But it's turned into a whole different celebration. We're not celebrating killing off people, stealing land. We're fucking gathering around, eating way too much food, representing OG Big Back status. We're laughing. Maybe we're arguing. Who the fuck knows? We're watching football. Telling the same stories you told last year. You remember when? I remember when. It's what we do. It's a great fucking day. So the point is, even though the origins are somewhat ugly, Thanksgiving is, for me, it's one of my favorite holidays, period, because it's like life in a lot of ways. It's what you make it. For me, Thanksgiving's about being at home with my family, eating food, watching football, having some fun, relaxing, unplugging for a fucking day or so. So I say all that to say happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I appreciate you guys following, liking, disliking, commenting, jumping on the lives, jumping on these podcasts, supporting the show, buying merch, subscribing, being a member of the Legion of Interns, everything. Appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have an amazing Thanksgiving. And hopefully you're back tomorrow, Black Friday, or 2 days, day after Thanksgiving. Black Friday on the live. We'll be on there like we have been past few weeks. So appreciate y'all. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you next week right here on Mic Check.